Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advance Wars by Web, bringing you another lively game of the day. Today, we are on the brink. This is a standard matchup with double base, comm towers, and a port, and some airports. Got a little bit of everything on this map, folks, so it should be a very cool one indeed. Now this map, a little bit small, a little bit vertical by the looks of it here. Now we have double base, so this is base light, and we have two comm towers. We have an airport right here, which is like semi-trapped behind a pipe seam. Not really, you know, it's still pretty easy to get to this, but we do have a comm tower that's trapped behind sort of a wall. You either need a black boat or a transport copter in order to acquire that comm tower. So if you want to have the extra firepower, you have to invest the money and get yourself that little thing right there, folks. That's what you need to do. So today we have Truniht versus ShoeLv3. ShoeLv3 is the former #1 player in Live League when it came to overall wins. So it's nice to see him back, folks. It is nice to see him back indeed. And we have Truniht. Truniht is the one that created this plugin here that we are seeing. Very, very crafty guy. Thank you very much for all the plugins, Truniht. You have made everybody's job a lot easier when it comes to any sort of content creation. I can tell you that much, folks. But we have a Kindle mirror today, folks. So Kindle, as a day-to-day ability, will get 140% firepower while on urban terrain. This includes HQs, bases, airports, ports, cities, and labs, and comm towers as well. Her normal co-power, Urban Blight, will do 3 damage to the opposing units that are on urban terrain and increase their firepower to 80 or 180%. And her super co-power will give her 3% extra firepower per urban terrain owned, and increase her firepower to like 130% on cities, which is absolutely ridiculous, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. Kindle is one powerful CO, folks. Now, due to her update, she normally is boosted up a tier now, but I'm not sure what tier this match is, but either way, we got a Kindle mirror, folks. 0 days since the last Kindle discussion, as they say. So, those are our players. This is our map. And those are our COs. So let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. On the first few days, folks, you guys and girls know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advance Wars by Web. You're gonna make Shoe green. Now we're only gonna make Shoe green so that these guys are facing opposite directions. Normally we could make them face the directions, you know, facing each other, but I know Truniht is like a dedicated Pink Cosmos player, so we're gonna let him be Pink Cosmos. And that's just it, folks. That's what we're doing. Alright, both players are going for some neutral properties. Now, because this is base light, you don't have to capture any neutral bases, which is pretty great, actually. You know what? You can just focus on the most profitable capture chains, and that's about it, folks. Now, considering that this is a very, very narrow map, the center properties are going to be probably priority #1 on a map like this. You know, you want to get your infantry into the center of the map, and you want to cap those properties very, very quickly. As you can see here, ShoeLv3, the level 3 Shoe. I wouldn't want to see what a level 4 Shoe looks like, folks, because that would probably be some sort of wacky steel toeage, black metal looking shoe, folks. And you know what? That would probably just hurt to get kicked back, so we don't want that. Alright, so shoot. Already jumping ahead. So we got this property here, which is very, very contested. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold this city like long term, considering we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but not quite in base range, but we are very, very, very close to base range. So you can be pretty sure that, you know, we're probably not holding on to that for too long. But temporarily, we do have the property, so that is nice. And Truniht is now going for the same property on the opposite end of the map. Bust out the early tank, folks. Day 5 tank, you gotta get it on the field. Number 3 priority, AWBW, is bust out Day 5 tank. You can't go wrong with Day 5 tank, folks. If you guys are ever struggling in Advanced Wars by Web, the number 1 piece of advice that I can give you is just flipping tank chain. That's it, folks. You want to win like at least 50% of your games, just tank chain it. Tank chain it up, especially in the lower levels. If you start getting used to just pumping out a tank chain super early out of one area of the map, you are going to be flying, folks. You're going to be having a good time. Alright, see? And as we can see, Truniht busting out the tank chain, folks. You gotta get those tank chains out. Now, Shoe's got some options here now. He's got 13,000 funds in the bank. Could potentially buy himself a tank and an artillery, but I don't know if Shoe's the kind of person that wants to be buying artillery. I think he's just gonna buy a tank and an infantry. Tank and infantry, and that's it. Now, that's a great buy because we have $5,000 in the bank for next turn. We're going to have 16,000 funds to play around with next turn, which means we're going to be able to get the double tank turns, folks. That's what we're going to be doing. Truniht, 10k in the bank, 10k coming next turn. We'll be able to buy a tank and a infantry this turn. I'm going to go with artillery. Alright, folks, we got an artillery on the field. Now, Trunit's taking a very defensive position over here, folks. This is a great little position. This is exactly what you want to be doing as Kindle, sitting on that urban terrain so that if another person, let's say this tank right here, decides to go over here and take a big old shot on you, and let's say they're silly and they're not thinking too hard and they take it from a road, boom, look at that. You do a 38 to 44% damage. You could potentially get counterattacked upwards to 64% damage. Now ask yourself, is that a trade that you want to take? I don't know. I don't think so. I do not think so. Curious that we're not going on the urban terrain over here from ShoeLv3, but considering that we have 3 tanks that are all semi-covering each other, I don't think this is necessarily a bad move. If Truniht was to go in and do something adventurous, like try to take out this tank, well, the only thing that's going to happen after that happens is he would be sent to the crying corner after both of his tanks explode out of nowhere. So yeah, I don't think that we want to be doing something like that. I think we want to be getting another tank on the field. Get the old double tank. Alright, so we got a tank and an anti-air, which is also good. I mean, you can't really go wrong with an anti-air. Now, if Shoe doesn't actually build air units, well, the anti-air is a little less effective. But he's probably not going to be buying air units. Or maybe he is going to buy air units. I don't know, you know? I don't know. So now we have something very curious happening here, folks. We have an engagement. Oh, and what an engagement it is, folks. So we have a tank on a plane attacking a Kindle tank on a city. Boom. Look at that damage, folks. That is an even trade. That's what that is. Now we're going to follow that up with another attack here. Boom. Take it down to 1. Unfortunately, we don't clear the tank. Not really any potential to clear the tank. We only have 1 comm tower. So there's only really like maybe a 30% chance, 33% chance, something like that, that we could potentially get that clear. But we didn't get it, folks. We did not get it. But all in all, I don't think this trade is actually too bad. So it's mostly not bad because we have this tank, this tank, and this tank. This tank could potentially come here, sit on this terrain, and attack this tank. But that would not be a very good trade because we would lose the tank. Like, we're going to be doing a huge amount of damage to the tank. This tank can't actually come and support the tank attacking, though, which is a huge, huge, huge problem. Because then this tank is going to be taken down to like maybe 9, maybe 8 if we're unlucky. And then, boom, we just get tank, cleared. 6 HP tank sits on the urban terrain or goes and takes out the 3 HP tank afterwards. Truniht would then be in a net loss at that point. So Okay. So that's not too bad of a move. I still think it is probably not going to really work out in his favor, though, unfortunately. Now, this tank right here, okay, so we are in position to attack this tile here. But what Shoe could potentially do is he could maybe move infantry here, move infantry here. I guess that would result in the loss of the infantry anyways, so I don't know. We'll see how he plays this out. I don't think it's necessarily like... I mean, he doesn't really have a whole lot of options. You know, he's kind of has to take the engagement. I mean, he could run away, but that's just going to give Shoe too much room to move around. Okay, so this is like a pretty good move here too. So tank wrapping around, taking a shot on this infantry right here. This infantry will be able to come over here, taking engagement on this guy, doing a whole whack load of damage, maybe taking it down enough that we don't get one shot by the infantry or two shot. I don't know, we'll see. All right, boom, boom, double engagement. Yeah, and see, now we got the clear. We got the clear there, folks. Oh, and we take out the infantry. Yep, this is a nice move. See, I kind of figured that it was not really going to work out too much, but I wouldn't say that Truniht is necessarily out of the game or anything. Truniht is an amazing player. He's highly skilled in the game of Advanced Wars, so I'm sure that he could bust out a flippin' classy medium tank and make me the happiest content creator in Advanced Wars by Web. This is what I'm talking about, folks. Okay, yeah, Truniht. Truniht. Let's go. Let's go, Truniht. He better win now, though. That's all I'm saying. Better get it. Better get that win. Even if he doesn't get the win, he is still the classiest person of the match, though, folks. But we'll see. I mean, Truniht and Shoe, rank 29 and rank 19 on the ladder. Pretty evenly matched. We're going to be clearing a tank at the sacrifice of 2 tanks, or a tank and a half, I would say. Ooh, yeah, that guy is going to be blasting this guy. This guy is not really going to be doing too much. Got to get that classy medium tank out. Now, the problem is we have urban blights. We have many, many urban blights on the way here, folks. And yeah, urban blights are just, they're not great. Not great at all. Not great at all. So Shoe does something nice here too. He takes all these engagements before popping the urban blight, because you can get those free engagements and then you get extra charge, which is just going to help you to charge your next urban blight. That's what you got to do, folks. All right, busting out an artillery and a tank this turn. Taking another engagement on an infantry. Now we're on day 11. Day 11, and it's Trunit's turn. 9 HP, classy medium tank. Busting out the urban blight. And we got 18k in the bank, so we might be seeing potentially maybe another classy boy. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I don't know what's on the horizon, folks, but we're going to see. Battlecopter. Oh, that's less classy, but still okay. All right. Unfortunate easy clear on the infantry there. So we're going to take an engagement on this guy right here. Now, we are fighting Kindle on a city. So, yeah, the engagements are going to be very, very poor. Not really going to be in Shoe's favor at all, but you do have to interrupt that, otherwise you lose your comm tower, and you can get the interrupt. I mean, that is a pretty easy interrupt and pretty easy clear. Now we have the pathway exposed for the tank to come in and take a shot on the artillery. Ouch. This is going to be a bad one. 70% damage. Yep, that's a pretty rough hit. Pretty rough hit indeed. Shoe busting out the anti-air in order to counter the battlecopter. Yep, you got to do that, folks. And now we're going and taking a huge hit. Huge 4% damage right there, folks. That's what it's all about. I guess you actually don't need a transport copter or a black boat. You can actually just destroy the pipe seam. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Day 12, and the classy medium tank goes in and takes an engagement on a tank, taking it all the way down to 0. That guy's gone, folks. He is not going to be getting up at all. He is done. He is out of here. Truniht now pulling back and busting out a second classy medium tank. ShoeLv3, 13,400 funds in the bank this day. So not really a whole lot of money to play around with, but does bust out the battlecopter and forms the Wall of Doom. We are getting all sorts of Napoleon up in here, folks. We are forming lines, we are forming walls that pretty much cover the entirety of the map, at least the entirety of the center of the map. Now, does Truniht have any attacks that he can do here? We're kind of lacking in the tank game. We do have the classic medium tanks, but the classic medium tank cannot actually take a safe engagement over here due to this artillery being super annoying. And we can't move in with battlecopter because now we have an anti-air there. The only thing we could do is move in with a tank, but I mean, that's not really gonna be super great. We got 2 tanks down here and a 9 HP tank right there. 2 4 HP tanks that could easily sacrifice themselves in order to do a little bit more damage. Yeah, Truniht is definitely going to be needing some units here, folks. 14 units to 20 units. And a Shoe is moving in, taking an engagement right there. Taking a secondary engagement. That gets the Urban Blight, folks. He might be popping the Urban Blight this turn. There's not too many attacks that he could get with the Urban Blight, but there is one, no, there's 2 things that could be pretty okay, actually. So let's just consult the move planner here real quick, folks. Let's say that we have an Urban Blight, and we have a tank, and we have a city. And then, oh, I don't know, let's say we have a classy medium tank on a flipping road. We're doing 28 to 37% damage right there, folks. So let's say we get max roll there, and this guy goes down to 6. Then we get secondary engagement from a, let's say, a road. 16 to 25% damage. Let's say we get lucky again. This guy goes down to 4. Boom. We have a third engagement over here, which will also do 16 to 25% damage. Taking this guy all the way down to potentially 1. And then if you're super, super lucky, maybe you just roll up with an infantry on a mountain and completely eliminate that classy medium tank, all from 1 Urban Blight, and you interrupt this capture up here. Is that the play that's going to be happening here, though, folks? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas. Let's see what happens. Of course this is what's going to happen. I mean, it's too juicy of an attack not to take. It doesn't get the full luck roll, though. So, it does survive at 2 HP. Now, if we got 3 max luck rolls, then I think that could have went a lot differently. But either way, it's still a pretty vicious attack, folks. Taking that classy boy all the way down to 2. Unfortunately, Kindle just has so much flippin' firepower, folks, that it is incredibly difficult to deal with her. But Urban Blight. Let's pop an Urban Blight. Let's get some more interrupts. Ooh. Don't get the clear on that tank. But we are going full throttle with the infantry, folks. And we are going to actually attempt to capture the property once again. Moving the copter right beside urban terrain, but also right beside an anti-air and beside a battlecopter beside urban terrain. I mean, we do have to do some damage. Classy medium tank, let's go. Getting that clear. Building another anti-air. Now, most of Shoe's tanks now are pretty low on health, so the anti-airs don't really have a whole lot to fear from them. I mean, we gotta fear this one tank right here, but with the classy medium tank coming down, I think these anti-airs are pretty safe. At least for the time being, but that battlecopter is definitely not safe. Oh, we are going up for the old double. Oh, the old triple. The old triple attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we still have the attack on this tank, so we can get our anti-air out. We can at least take a 1 anti-air. We can maybe bring this medium tank back to either get some heals or do something of value. We are going to lose a comm tower, though. which is very unfortunate. But with the threat of the battlecopters there, I mean, we kind of have to take care of the battlecopters. I mean, if we don't, then we are locked to only building anti-air out of our base. Yeah, we lost the comm tower, sadly. Ooh. But you know what? It's not the end of the game, folks. It's not the end of the road. The north is looking pretty good. I think we don't get the capture yet. We are going to get interrupted one more time, but we might be able to get it eventually. All the fighting is happening down by Truniht's base at the moment, which is, I mean, it's not great for him, but you have an immediate reinforcement from the base. So, I mean, doing something as simple as building mechs at this point is actually not too shabby, because we can run over the mountain. We always have a terrain spot to move, so that'll be pretty nice. It does look like a Shoe is going to be able to acquire a city down south, though. Taking a luck roll, and are we going to interrupt the... No, we're going to go for another urban blight. I think that might be what's happening here. Yeah, we get the urban blight, and we're going to pop it, interrupt the property one more time. Shoe, always calculating, folks. He's always calculating things. He's like a mobile calculator. And at this point, 13 units to 64 units. This is going to be a rough one, folks. Can Truniht come back from this sort of a deficit? We just lost both anti-airs essentially too, so we have no way to deal with the battlecopters that are coming in, except for one battlecopter that we have. One battlecopter we have is on the way, but if we don't take out this this battlecopter, then he's going to be able to move here, injure this guy further, so that he will be completely ineffective on the front line. But we take out an artillery, yeah. So taking out artillery is pretty big, not gonna lie. Going for a double flip down here, folks. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. All right, so we go for the double flip here. Do we have? I mean, we have one interrupt potential right here, one interrupt potential right here from these two units. We do have interrupt potential right here as well. Tank is probably going to go and blast tank, though. I mean, I probably wouldn't even surprise me if mech sacks itself into tank, so that tank takes out tank, and then maybe we get a double infantry strike on this guy right here. I think that could definitely be possible. I feel like this copter is probably going to sack itself into this copter, though. I could be wrong, but I feel like that could be something that could potentially happen. Okay, so we're not gonna attack the... the tank. Okay. He's just not as reckless as I am. But he's also higher rated than me, so, you know, that kind of doesn't make sense. Alright, so bust out the anti-air. Did we actually... Yeah, so this guy's not gonna get captured. This guy is... probably gonna get captured. I mean, maybe not. We can bring tank down to interrupt, but that's about it. Oh no, a 3 HP tank cleared the classy boy. No. Oh no. That's not what we want to happen. Alright, day 17. Truniht is gonna go for that interrupt. Can't lose any more income, folks. 17 to 15 at the moment. That's not the position that you want to be in. Plus, we're down 2 comm towers. Now, the one thing that is nice here. So, both players on day 17 are actually managing their time pretty well. Like, we're sitting at like 6 minutes and 52 seconds and 5 minutes and 6 seconds. So, that's going to get boosted up to like 7 minutes and 6 seconds for Truniht. So, time-wise, both players are doing very well. That's a big flipping hit on that anti-air, though. That was widely out of position. I think we took out a battlecopter with the last turn, though. But very unfortunate loss right there. That's, yeah, that's a pretty, very unfortunate loss. We kind of needed that anti-air. We definitely needed that anti-air, folks. 18 to 11 units now. Moving the 3 HP anti-air in to get it clear so that we can get a shot on a tank from a city. Big old shot, and then we move down with another tank, take an engagement, finish off that infantry to try to cap our property, because flip that guy. That's Truniht territory right here, folks. Busting out the anti-air. And now it is day 18. Day 18 already, folks. Anti-air moves in. Tank moves in. Double copter strike, and now we have a 4 HP tank that is cleared to attack the anti-air. 9 units to 14 units. And we get another urban blight. Takes the anti-air down to 7, takes the classy medium tank down to 4. No follow-up on the classy medium tank though, so that guy is going to get healed up to 6 this turn. But that's a huge amount of money that we just lost for Truniht, unfortunately. And I guess, like, we don't... Oh, you know what? We could attack anti-air with tank, with medium tank, attack it again. Then we get a free shot on copter with copter if we take it from right here. So we would have to loop around, but we can do that. And then it would be nice to get a shot here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see what he does. Okay, so we're gonna negate the counter damage that we would take by sacrificing the anti-air. So I think that's okay too. 5 HP anti-air. Yeah, there's not really too much we can do at that point, folks. level 3. The level 3 Shoe is the winner here today against Truniht. Yeah, that position not gonna be working out for you. That guy is gonna be able to smoke this guy. We are going to be eating a battlecopter, potentially a tank hit. Next turn on the classy boy. Copter's going to move in. That's about it. That's all she wrote, folks. Truniht put up a heck of a fight, folks. Gotta hand it to him. It was good, but Shue is just on a different level. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one today. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.